Give me 1 second, y'all. Oh.
Yo, Lock. These niggas stuck, man. Yeah. Hit it. Lock. I've been eating hot belly, greasy face, Glock heavy. She just say talking shit, do not tell me.
I'm live. I'm live. You want to stop? Stop. Okay. All right. Stop.
You have $2.
I just gave it away. Nope. I got
Thanks. It's not the yes. Yes. I paid on Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't touch me. All right. Don't touch me. All right. I almost pulled off. You fucking crazy ass girl. Children, man. You be thinking you tough till your children come around. And your children tell you, the children show you how you're not as tough as you might think you are. Shout out Big Hoss, I'm well. Yeah, that's my oldest daughter, Kamar. She the only one want to stick her fingers all like I try to tell her, do you know that I'm Captain Tazaryach? You can't do that to me. So I don't care. You're not Captain Tazaryach. You're daddy. She thinks she can do whatever she wants. Kids. But I tell you what, man, I'd rather watch kids than watch adults. Because adults are diabolical. So I'm going to play some music, then we're going to start the show.
Nigga, full Nicky on my waistline like a big nigga. No limit, I'm a tight close game. Hit different. Focus on who around. Yo, Lock. These niggas stuck, man. Yeah. Hit it. Move. Lock. I'll be eating hot belly, greasy face, Glock heavy. She just say talking shit, do not.
Turn me up a little bit. Turn me up a little bit. Turn me up a little bit. Did I bring it back? Oh, my bad. Turn me up a little bit. I ain't mean to bring it back. I'll make this video.
The key to survival is formality. And I ain't worried about my rivals, they just casualties. I bring his heart on the platter like Applebee's. Let him lose control. I bet his soul lose gravity. A beast, blood in my teeth, I got a ball beat. Circulate that paper with my niggas like Black Wall Street. You know revenge, my love. Two twin Glocks, I see your ass is sandstone like the Ozzy Brothers. Better take deep cover. I make them clap back and forth like two wives that despise each other. Shit, get into that bag, got the refrigerator full of color. Hey, this that gun smoking gold butter. Handing these little things to my Lord, get a look to kid. I need a bad bitch that look sick. If real recognize real, I should look familiar. Fire in my back in the lobby, I burn down the bill. Back on that ass. In case these niggas need proof that they own my son, I took him all to preschool. He and his feelings better be cool, cause I chew that beef up, show my tongue, now it's seafood. I brought that on to your burial, I'm the pallbearer. This my shit, I sing the throne like a lawn chair. All fair, warfare. She ain't diamond back AR, work that bitch like a guitar player. Turn it up. light, but you a gospel light, bitch. What you talking about? If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How I keep that stick locked, loaded, on your page line up. That nigga name is Slayer. What you think? Well, you be done to try. Some cold shit, we bout it. You PK too solid, little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Walking every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. Money, bitch. Shout about shit, I'm body. You PK too solid, fuck nigga don't want to
Right, Jose. Right, Jose.
I don't need wanna talk if you can keep some shit I told you deep. Fuck you talking about, but you a hoe with all that gossiping. Put that on my mom, you broke the code, boy, I know you switching like a faggot asshole. What your puss? They say what's wrong with me. You talk positive, keep that shit far away. This shit every day gon' make it change or I put to pain. All up on my shit like a bitch that say she used to know me. I can't remember shit. All this logic got me off of garments. I sup on my.
Welcome to another edition of the Car Chronicles. I'm your host with the most, Captain Tazaryach of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana. It's another great day to wake up. You know what I've been doing lately, man? Commanding General Yohana, when I was listening, watching the show as always, and he was speaking about how when you get up in the morning, man, it's good to hear, and it's good to hear the birds. It's good to soak in the air, the elements. Face the east, pray to the Most High. So I've been doing that a lot lately. Shout out to Commander Jenny Hanna, always giving me wisdom. So that's what I've been doing in my mornings, and so maybe that could help all y'all. In your mornings, that's what y'all should be doing. You should, we always want to wake up and just get to going. We wake up thinking that we got to get to going. We wake up in the morning thinking like of the cares of the world can sometimes put so much pressure on you that you don't realize that it's a blessing to wake up, that it's a blessing to even be able to go through whatever it is that you're going through. And whether it's good or bad, the truth, like serving the Most High, has never been about it being good, your life being good, because like good is like an emotion. Serving the Most High is what we're commanded to do, whether your life is good or not. And serving the Most High is how when you got demons, whether that demon is a woman, whether that demon is a man, whether that demon is a job, whether that demon is lack of money, whether that demon is depression, no matter what that demon is, serving the Most High is how you're able to fix that problem, how you're able to defeat that demon. Sometimes that demon is something you got to analyze within yourself. Sometimes that demon is what you got to analyze what's around you, what you're allowing to be around you. A good scripture, this is one of the bedrock scriptures of understanding. Well, it's a couple, because that's my brain. And that's the beautiful thing about the Bible is once you start talking about certain subjects, once you start talking about certain things that take place, your brain immediately starts focusing. So if anybody wants to know a few blueprints, like some scriptures I use, if you want to understand your life, Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter, starting at verse 1. I'm going to read it because I am now parked my car. So I'm going to read it for you, right? Ecclesiasticus 2. Ecclesiasticus 2 and 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. How should a husband and wives pray together, sir? How would you know if you're being Christian about it? I'll answer that before I finish reading the scripture. A husband and wife that pray together, what I always suggest, like when you're starting to pray together, start with the Lord's Prayer first, right? You can say the Lord's Prayer together first. Sometimes I use a psalm to pray, because the point of prayer, especially a husband and wife, is being on the same page with your prayer. It's not so much about well, we're husband and wife, we should say something about our marriage, because those are things that you start thinking. You start thinking, let's say something about our marriage, let's say something about this. But what you want to always be in your prayer with your husband or wife is be on the same accord. The way you be on the same accord, sometimes you might say the Lord's Prayer, you might say a Psalms. You might say a prayer about where y'all want to be spiritually, where y'all want to get to mentally, where you want your family to go with your children. Those are things that you should do when you pray. And to not be Christian about it is to not make up a prayer every time you pray. It's not about that. It's not about, like, you don't want to be repetitious. Like, Christians are repetitious prayers. The Lord heard you the first time. So if you pray for something on Sunday, you don't have to pray for it again on Wednesday or again on Friday. You got to have a stronger faith. So it's more important to be on one accord. So when you come into it, Ecclesiastes 2, it says you have to prepare your soul for temptation. That's the first thing you have to do, because that's the one thing that never goes away. The reason why your temptations never go away is because you haven't controlled your mind. Especially for those of us that come into the truth, and you start, and when we all come into the truth, there's all different type of afflictions that we struggle and suffer from. But then as you come into the truth, if you just take the time to analyze yourself, you're going to see that there's some afflictions you no longer struggle with, and then there's some afflictions that you do. The afflictions that you do still struggle with, that's your biggest battle. If you're struggling with children, still, that's your biggest battle. If you're struggling with your husband, that's your biggest battle. Struggling with your wife, that's your biggest battle. Struggling how to be a husband, how to be a wife, that's your biggest battle. Struggling with worry. Worry is one of the strongest demons. Worry, care. If you struggle with these things, then those are the things that you need to focus on, because it doesn't stay unless you make it stay. I'm gonna say it again. It doesn't stay unless you make it stay. And when you're given the option to get rid of something, or let's say you're getting counsel to get rid of something, and you fight to make it stay there, that's how you know you're the problem. If you don't take the counsel into consideration, if you don't do it, if you don't take the steps, some things are hard, some things are easy. The things that are hard, it might be a marathon. But if you're not willing to run, if you're not willing to put things in place to actually overcome that, then you're the problem. You're the reason why it's taking so long. You got to damn near say, I'm wrong, help me, Lord. You got to damn near say, I'm wrong, let me listen to the counsel. You can't keep saying, yes, but let me keep doing it this way. Yes, but you don't understand. I'll give you a scripture on that, because everybody believes that what they're going through, no one else is going through. When you read 1 Corinthians, I think it's 10. Is it 10? No. Hold on. It was 10. I knew I had the right chapter. In 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, it says, there have no temptation taken you, but such as common to man. And most of us believe that the temptation or the trials that we're going through is unique to us. Even if somebody says, I went through the same thing, you know what we say? You ain't been through it like me. And what God wants you to know is you is not special in your temptation. And the importance of understanding that you're not special in the temptation is to know that if everybody else defeated it, you can defeat it too. Even when you think you can't do something, that's you thinking that you can't do it. That's why it says there's no temptation taking you but such as common to man. But God is faithful. When it says God is faithful, Even that's on you. Where's your faith in God? Is your faith in God in word or in deed? Word is like something that you just choose to say. Deed is actions that you take to make sure that it stands out, that it's with you. Now, when you have it like that, then God is faithful. But when you have it just in word, it's like, yeah, I believe in God. I stand with God. But if you're not actually taking the action, I'm reading 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. But if you're not taking the action that comes with it, then it's a jam up for you. And it's going to stay a jam up for you. It's never going to change because you're not really doing anything to actually change it. Then it says, but who will not suffer you to be tempted above you are able. Now, most people would translate that to say, okay, if he's not going to suffer me to be tempted above that I'm able, that means he's giving me the suffering. And that's not the way you're supposed to look at it. You know what you're supposed to say when it says he will not suffer you to be tempted more than you are able? You got to also add am I participating in adding to the suffering? That's the other thing we don't want to face. You can add to your suffering. You can add to your suffering by isolating yourself. You ever notice when everything is not bad, you're not isolated, but when things start going bad, you isolate yourself? That's you adding to the suffering. You don't isolate yourself in time of trouble. That's when you should be around people in time of trouble, especially if you're in the truth. Now, when you're in the world, it's hard to surround yourself because you're in the world, but you can still get help. You can still get friends. You can still get counsel. I counsel a lot of people in the world, but that's when, and the reason why you isolate yourself, and here's what you don't know. Here's what you don't realize. It ain't even, you think to yourself, I don't want to let nobody know my problems. That's what you're thinking to yourself. But in reality, the demon is telling you that. Because once that demon gets you into that room by yourself, now that demon can come with his friends and then pour more shit onto you. So it might start off with a job. It might start off with a woman. It might start off with a man. But then when he gets you in that room by yourself, then he can pound the job on you. Then he can pound the kids on you. Then he can pound time on you. Then he can pound weight on you. Then he can pound stress eating on you. Now more shit can get on you because you're by yourself. And if you don't know how to fight the demon, you're going to be punching fucking air, but you can't get out. And then you're going to feel suffocated. But when the rest of it says, but with the temptation also make a way to escape that ye may be able to bear it. We all get the way to escape out of our temptation. Whether you utilize it or not is a whole nother thing. I'm going to go back to Ecclesiasticus 2. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him. I'm going to say it again. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the end. When you're going through struggle, it ain't the time to step away from the Most High. Step away from your husband. Step away from your wife. Step away from the brothers. Step away from the council. That's when you're supposed to stay right there. Because when we at the Passover, we together. When we at the cookout, we together. When you at the class, we together. That's the happy time. So if you could be together in the happy time, you know what that means? You can be together in the bad time too. That's how you defeat the demons. Then the demons can't fuck with you at all. Then the demon can't bother you at all. The demon can come. And again, this is how everybody listening, just analyze it this way. This is how easy you can analyze if you're giving into the demon or not giving into the demon. Just analyze your life and the afflictions that you've had and the ones that you've gotten rid of. And when I say get rid of, if even the one you got rid of, if the thought comes to your mind, if it does nothing to you, you've conquered it. But the ones that you haven't got rid of, when the thought comes to your mind and you struggle with it, that's how you know that that's what you have to defeat. That's what you struggle with. Sometimes we afflict ourselves and not even being worthy to be in the truth. Sometimes we could think we did so much bad shit that there's no way that he could heal me. There's no way that he can. That now, I'll tell you, I struggle with that. I struggle with idleness. I struggle with, like, if y'all wonder, if y'all, I say this, I think I've said this in interviews before. And when I say struggle, I don't struggle with it in a bad way. But I do struggle with, if I'm not doing a live stream, if I'm not doing a class, if I'm not counseling, if I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm not doing enough. Because I don't feel that I'm worthy. I don't want to get in God's bad graces. I don't want to not be able to fight demons. I don't want to not be able to do all those things. So we all have self-analyzation and self-looking at that we have to look at in ourselves to make sure that we on point. My cure is y'all. Like that's my cure. My cure is doing a live stream, having people in here, talking to y'all, having topics, y'all saying do this, y'all saying do that. So now I don't keep to myself because I'm naturally an introvert. I'm a natural introvert. When the camera go off, I'm in the house. The only time I come outside is going in this gym. Going to the gym. I might catch a movie. Sometimes, most of the times I'm watching a movie by myself. I'm in the house. I'm not naturally a person that goes around people. I'm not that guy. And here's what you ask any brother, right? I remember Officer Hadar Amath out in Atlanta, right? So the first time I stayed with Hadar, right? Because Hadar has a beautiful house in Atlanta. So the first time I stayed with him, or one of the times I'm staying with him, we had went to Alabama. And we're going to Alabama because of the Montgomery, Alabama incident, right? So as we drive into Alabama, I'm in my phone, like, and I'm quiet, I'm not talking, and we driving, and Hadar, he says to me, he's like, Slugger, sir, can I ask you something? I said, yeah, you can ask me something. I said, what's going on? He said, I noticed that, like, when you online and stuff like that, you're into it and stuff like that. But he said, but I've also noticed that when like even like now, you're not talking and stuff like that. And he said, I wonder why. And I said, well, I'm a natural introvert. I said, so I don't mean nothing by it. I just don't really talk. I'll tell you another, like when I pick up General Hyman, I talk to General Hyman, but then I get quiet with General too. And sometimes I feel guilty, like I should have something to say. This is General Hyman in the car. But I've learned that it's okay to not have nothing to say, even to General Hyman, unless you have. So, like, I don't want to force a conversation. And so he says, my wife said that about you. And I said, what you mean? She said, well, and I was talking to my wife about it. And my wife was like, well, he's probably just a natural introvert. He's probably just introverted and stuff like that. So it's okay to be introverted. It's not okay to be silent. It's not okay to be to yourself, especially when you're going through things. Ecclesiasticus 37. Let me read that. Brother put Ecclesiasticus 37 in the chat. Let me put that in there. Ecclesiasticus 37 and 14. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 10, because that's a good scripture Ephraim put in the chat. It says, because this is another thing, counsel is not for everybody. Everybody's not a counselor. So starting at verse 10, it says, consult not with one that expecteth thee, and hide thy counsel from such as envy thee. So now, and that's another thing. In the Bible, it says about don't be with familiar spirits. If you actually, let me read it. I'm going to read it because it's going to tell you what I was about to say. Verse 10 says, Consult not with one that suspecteth thee, and hide thy counsel from such as envy thee. Verse 11, it says, neither consult with the woman touching her of whom she is jealous. If you got problems with sharing your man, you can't go talk to a woman that also has problem with sharing a man. You're not going to get counsel. If you got a problem with anything in regards to jealousy, you can't talk to somebody else that's jealous or envy of anything or covets anything. You're not going to get counsel. Then it says, neither with the coward in matters of war. You can't be in a fight and go get counsel from somebody that's scared to fight. You can't do that. It says, nor with the merchant concerning exchange. Someone trying to make money, you can't go to him about exchanging money. Then it says, nor with the buyer of selling. Same thing. Like a buyer, if you're in the business of selling, you can't get counsel from someone that's just buys. They're not going to have the concept of selling. They're not going to have the concept of making money. Then it says, nor with an envious man of thankfulness. Can you imagine learning how to be more grateful, learning how to not be envious, and then you go into the cat that is envious? Then it says, nor with the slothful for any work. You're going to go to a lazy man. You know you need to work. You're going to go to somebody lazy. Then it says, nor with an hireling for a year of finishing work, nor with an idle servant of much business. Hearken not unto these in any matter of counsel, but be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. You know what a man of God is? You know why I say get with a man of God? Because even if a man of God struggles with any of the things that I just read, you'll never know about it when he's counseling you. That's what a man of God is. A man of God, what makes a man of God unique is that he doesn't take his personal problems and make them your problems. He doesn't take his personal opinion and make it your opinion. You know how many people I've counseled and they doing some horrible, wicked shit, and I just want to tell them how ugly and disgusting they is, but when they coming for counsel, I give them the counsel from the Lord. You know how many times I might have struggled? I might have struggled with slothfulness. I might have struggled with envy. I might have struggled with something. If someone comes to me with a counsel of that, and I don't counsel them of that, that's what a godly man is. I'm going to keep going so I can get to the verse that he wanted. Verse 13, it says, and let the counsel of thine own heart stand, for there is no man more faithful to it than it's faithful unto thee than it. For a man's mind is sometime want to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above the tower. So even as you're getting all this own counsel, you trusting in your own heart, and your own heart will tell you that what you think is better than 7 watchmen. And after all said and done, verse 15, and above all this, pray to the Most High that he would direct thy way into the truth. Does counseling a person has the same struggle end up feeling like counsel you need also? Sometimes it does. Sometimes if you're counseling somebody with something that you're struggling with too, it does help. It does. So I wasn't even planning on talking about that. I didn't even get into the subject I was going to talk about. But this is a heavy subject. I'll probably make a clip out of this because I think Princess Masara was like, how can you get this recorded? So when this live is over, I'll make a separate video of this, because I think a lot of us struggle. A lot of us struggle with depression, idleness. A lot of us struggle with afflictions. A lot of us struggle with a lot of things. And I think what Commanding General Hannah said about how you wake up in the morning. Take 10 minutes when you wake up. Take 10 minutes, take 20 minutes when you wake up. When it's silent, when it's quiet, before the noise of the world comes, before the noise of kids, before the noise of drama, before the noise of work, before the noise of everything. Ecclesiasticus has more than that. That's not Ecclesiastes. It's Ecclesiasticus. Actually has 42 chapters. But before the noise of everything, just sit there. Breathe different. Pray different. Face the east. And when you finish praying, believe in what you prayed for. Like if we got faith in the Most High and we have not seen him, you got to have faith that he's going to do what you prayed for. Otherwise, you should not pray. All right? Now I'm going to get into the subject. I'm supposed to go live on TikTok today too, man. And I'm supposed to go to the gym. So, Saucy Santana recently said kids want to F him. Man.
I snap my fingers.
The New Republic.
You want to see?
I'm about to play the video, but Saucy Santana says little kids want to clap him.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
I'm about.
What the hell?
I'm about to play the video. I'm about to play the video, but Saucy Santana says little kids want to clap him, and you guys are defending it? Wow.
Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me. Aunties, everybody.
Kids? And who that grown man in the back that got hype about it? Ooh, yeah, lock him up. And y'all defending a 32-year-old man saying this, talking about oh, he was talking about kins. Who even says the word like that?
Now.
So he's talking. I'm about to play the video, but
Saucy Santana is a gay man. Did you ever hear what Saucy Santana said about academics? Saucy Santana bullied the shit out of, and I was so disappointed in academics because academics got all the fight in the world. Academics got all the fight in the world for women, but this gay nigga had Saucy Santana crying. Wait, watch this. Let me see. Let me see if this video does it.
Let's see what's happening, nigga. We dealing with right now. Pull up to your headquarters. Headquarters. Niggas is in the streets. I want to be in the road. Yo, headquarters. Nigga, what the fuck is that?
I'm trying to find what he said.
Room full of motherfucking cameras and trying to make a bitch crash out. You know, but that's like, we from the hood. Oh, yeah, that's how we tell the bitch, I'm
No,
in my
wait.
house.
Saucy Santana said some wild shit to hold on. I'm trying to find the raw thing that he said. Continue. Yeah, I want to continue. Play the damn video. I want to see it.
I want to meet you outside. I don't want to pull up to no motherfucking headquarters, bitch. Corporate ass nigga. I don't want to pull up to no motherfucking headquarters. I want to meet you in the club. I want to meet you in the field. I want to meet you in the streets. I want to see you outside. In the streets, in the field, in the streets, in the club. Yeah, somewhere let's get it on. Bitch, that's what the fuck we want to do. Bitch, and after I beat you, I'm gonna fuck you in your ass because you a bitch ass nigga.
Now,
I want to meet you outside.
y'all heard what he said?
Motherfucking...
Saucy Santana told academics, after I meet you, I want to bang you. After I beat you, I'm going to bang you in your butt. Right? Now, I want to get to, I think academics was crying after this shit, man. Oh,
Yo, morning wood off.
Academic was a sucker. Hold on, let me see. Oh, let me see if I can get where academic cried. DJ Academic. Yeah, hold on. Oh, I thought I had it. Hold up. DJ Academics crying. Here we go. This is DJ Academic.
Like this. Bro, with everything we've talked about, bro, I've never cared about, I don't care what rapper got at me, bro. Ever. But like really, there's certain shit I really don't fuck with in my life and I will never do. But like I gotta sit here and act like I know I'm in America. I gotta sit here and just act like I don't fuck with certain shit. I would never like
now, when it's a woman, and this was diabolical. This is why academics is a bitch, because when it's a woman or a straight man, oh, academic go off. Who don't academic talk about? Academic don't care who it is. He gonna talk about you like a dog. But when a gay man came at academics cried like a bitch. Saucy Santana represents the G in the LBGTQ. Now, recently, the T in the LBGTQ was arrested. So Sidney Starr, he was arrested for trying to give head to an underage boy. Now, people try to say, well, the boy lied about his age, XYZ. I beg to differ. So let me play this video for you so you can see just how much Sidney Starr is a predator. Yeah, when I say trying, so let me give you the story. So Sidney Starr, there was some football event. Sidney Starr goes to the football event dressed as a woman, has fake breasts like a woman, has a fake ass like a woman. Seduces the 13-year-old to come back to his hotel. When it got to the funky part, the kid, I guess he must have saw or seen a Bozak or something like that. He goes to leave. The Sidney Starr tried to grab him by the leg and bribe him of $40. Sidney Starr's in jail as he should be. Sidney Starr's in jail as he should be. All right? And then what's crazy is, why isn't none of this considered, like what Saucy said about academics, why is that not considered sexual assault? If a straight man said to a straight woman, after I beat you, I'm going to F you in your ass, would that not be considered assault? But Saucy is able to say, I'm going to F academics in his ass. Saucy is able to say, kids want to F me, and nobody says nothing about Saucy Santana. Nobody says nothing about it. The black community supports the hell out of the damn gay community. And it is savage. Now, let me show you the real Sidney Starr. Now, before I play this video of what he said, let me show you a video. This video is from years ago. I want y'all to look at this video. And this is Sidney's cat. Sidney represents what the gay community does. I don't care what they are. The L, the Q, the G, the T, and the B. This is what they all do. They are all predators. In this video, Sidney Starr is going to walk up to a bunch of men that's going to think he's a woman because of how he physically looks on the outside. And watch what he does. Now, when I play this video, just know, none of them know that this is a man. I'll play the video. Look, watch this video. Now, to you men out there, y'all better control your lust. You men out there better control your lust. Your lust gonna have you in a trick bag you can't get out of. Now, let's hear Sidney Starr say how she tricks straight men. Do y'all want to hear how Sidney Starr tricks straight men? Oh, I have it for you. Just listen.
Do that. How I did do that was, of course, my looks. Because at that time, I was, I don't know, I feel like I was a little bit fishier then at this point. But I would tell them, I was on my period. And I really, really wanted him really bad. Now, and I'll be like, look.
The first thing he's doing, when he says, I'm on my period, he's lying from the gate. So he's going to straight men. This is how you know that they're predators. So because they were molested, nobody defended them, they become predators to others. So this is a transgender. For those, Sidney Starr is a transgender woman, a man that pretends to be a woman. Got famous for lying on Chingy. saying that Chingy and him had sexual relations, destroyed Chingy's career. Chingy said it wasn't true. He later admitted that he lied for fame. Now, the first thing he's doing is telling them he's on his period, so that he has to justify why they can't have regular sex. So he says, I'm on my period.
You ever did a girl in the ass? Cause I'm like, baby, I want you so bad. And they be like, well, I'll try it. I ain't never done it. And I'm like, yeah, if you gonna do it, you gotta try it with somebody experienced like myself. Or I'll just ask them to give them head. To me, if I can just even do that, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm cool with it. I'm be like, okay, I got it. I got them.
Everybody like to always talk about how black women support the gays, and they do. But that's two niggas in the room. Them two niggas in the room ain't say shit to him about tricking niggas. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Them two men in the room is allowing this man to freely say it and ain't giving no pushback. Here's another flip side. For all you niggas, for black men, it wouldn't strike you as odd if the woman you meet starts talking about anal sex. Hey man, let me tell you something, man. It ain't gonna be odd if the woman say, well, we can't do straight sex, but we could do anal sex, and you gotta have anal sex with somebody experienced. That ain't a red flag for y'all. That ain't gonna raise no red flag. She on now wait. She on her cycle and she telling you she still wants to have sex. That ain't gonna raise a red flag. So even if it is a woman, you gonna have sex with a woman with all that blood coming out that vagina? Ain't none of that, man. Ain't none of that shit. Oh, this is a nasty bitch. Like how demonic are you that that's attractive? The gay community needs to be shut off. The gay community needs to be shut down. The gay community should be something like, if you want to live, if whatever you want to do, that's what you want to do, but it should not be promoted. You know the crazy part? If what happened to Chingy would have happened today, it wouldn't even be bad. You know why? Because there was at least a level of morality that lie, we would not stand with Chingy because of that lie. But now in this day and time, if that happened to Chingy, it wouldn't be a bad thing. He would actually be promoted. He would actually sell more records. Remember they shut the baby down because he said something gay and they shut him down? That's the society that we live in. Songs like them Benjamites, them Jamaicans, Boom Bye Bye can't get played no more. The fire done burned, there with a fire upon them. The Chichi Man can't get played now because we've now allowed that to infiltrate into our lives. Nobody is called. So with that said, I can now go live on TikTok. Y'all can't say nothing. Oh, before I go live on TikTok, I just want to show y'all. I got the oil. El Baja Panty. This is the panty dropper. And I know I said I ain't getting no more wives, but as I put this on, if I go into this gym and they drop, I can't control it. That's how good this is. If I go in, oh my God. Woo! Woo! If I go into, listen, fellas, if you ever trusted my word, Shout out to Barn Dog. I appreciate that super chat donation, man. If y'all ever trusted my word on an oil, this El Baja Panti. I'm gonna say it again. If y'all ever trusted my word, this El Baja Panti. Ooh, wait. Yeah, when you say put it in my beard, listen, man, I stroke it right just like that. Woo. Put it right there. So when I walk back and forth, that's what catch them. You want to know what catch them? And fellas, y'all already putting the oils on. You know it ain't the approach, it's the leave. It's like, oh, what's that you got on? El Baja Panti. It means panty dropper. That's Spanish for panty dropper. Yes, Maserati, go ahead and get it. I got a 50% off sale and 25% off sale currently. It's 50% off if you get 6 items. So any 6 items, you basically only paying for 3. So once you get the 6, it clicks to 50% off. So you're really buying 3, getting 3 free. Yeah, you could listen. Go ahead, Omar. Ashley, go ahead and buy that panty dropper. Go ahead and buy it. It's okay. Not the approach. It's the lead. I'm telling y'all. Telling y'all. Also got El Jefe. Listen, the panty dropper was so. Now let me tell y'all, this El Jefe I got is good, right? When I was going to camp yesterday, so I made the panty dropper Friday. I've been wearing the El Jefe since Monday. What's crazy is my top 2 right now is El Jefe, El Baja Panty. They both got Latin names. So these 2 are fire. 50% off sale. All right. Now let me go live on TikTok. Y'all can't say nothing. I went live for almost an hour. So y'all can't say nothing. And y'all see ain't nobody called. So can't nobody say nothing when I go live on TikTok. I don't want to hear nothing.
Imagine you mad that we keeping the commandment.
Hold on. Oh, hold on 1 second, y'all. Damn, I gotta confirm my age? I gotta confirm my age, y'all, first with a selfie. Oh, you know what? Oh, I know why.
Imagine.
I'm on my backup account. That's why. I gotta switch accounts. Hold on. I was wondering why I was saying confirm my age, but I'm on my backup account. So let me get on my correct account. All right, here we go. That must be the oil you're sending this humble brother for answering that serpent questions right. What serpent question right? Nope, my oils, I'm sending. So the people on TikTok that had sent me a Galaxy, I'm sending all their oils out this week. So I had I think 8 people send me a Galaxy. So all of their free oils is going out this week. I don't know about the serpent question though. You gotta let me know about the serpent question. Oh, let me change the invite to auto accept. Let me change it to auto accept. Hold on. You got a question or comment?
Nah, this is a cult of homosexuals. Where's your dog collar at today?
I thought he had something real he wanted to say. We don't need that early in the morning. It's too early in the morning for that. Or afternoon. But welcome to my TikTok audience. You got a question?
Yo, what's going on, Cap?
What's going on? You got a question or comment?
I got a comment, bro. Hey, I've been watching your I found your debate channel on YouTube.
Right.
And And bro, I've been tapping in, bro. You've been changing my consciousness.
Listen, I appreciate that. Like that's the point. That's the goal, to change all of our consciousness and to keep my consciousness on point. You know what I mean? So like those debates, like they keep me sharp in the sense that if I was to ever fall off when I do them debates, it keep me right on point because I'm always challenging and getting challenged. So it just keeps me sharp.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got one more question, bro.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you do the Israelite school online?
Yeah, we have so we have classes in person, and then we do classes on YouTube on our ISUPK class. And you got to mute your mic when y'all come on the live stream. If you can mute your mic, thank you. And so we do classes. So on our YouTube channel, if you message me on here, I'll send you the link to our YouTube channel. We have classes Monday through Friday, 7 to 9. Hey, Shalom Aliyah, how you doing today? So we got classes.
I bet.
Yeah. Hey, where you from? Where you live at, rather?
Oh, I'm from Florida, but right now I stay in Louisiana, Monroe.
I can give you a number to call for Louisiana.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm gonna send you a message.
Yeah,
bro. I
yep,
appreciate
send me.
you.
Yep, and I'm gonna send you the number. I am perfect, Aliyah.
All right.
Thank you for asking. All right. Next up,
All right, you have a good one, bro.
Hey, you too, brother. Next up, we got No Love. What's up, No Love?
Hey, how you doing, Kat? I had a question. I'm not sure if I got the understanding correct, but I know they say when Cain killed Abel,
you gotta say
he lost the
unalive.
pigment.
On TikTok, you gotta say unalive.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
No,
When he unalived them, Cain fled to the Caucasus Mountains, hence Caucasian. So
No, the
basically
Bible
what
don't
I'm
say
saying
that.
is there a difference between Caucasians and Esau?
No, well, the Bible don't say that. The Bible says that he went to the land of Nod. Caucasian or the cleft of the rock doesn't occur until after the flood. Like Esau, like in the book of Obadiah, it says Esau dwelt in the caves or dwelt in the Caucasus Mountains. In Genesis, the 4th chapter, when Cain unalived Abel, he dwelt in the land of Nod. That's what it says. No Love, you can unmute.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Hey, no sweat. Was that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Shout out to Good Mun. Yes, I still be on Clubhouse. I just don't really do too much. I'll be on Clubhouse just to like troll and joke around. Clubhouse is not there's no growth on Clubhouse. But it is a place I go to have fun, listening to people sometimes, but I don't go there. I don't do no teaching on Clubhouse at all. Next up, and for those that have a question in the chat, my lives is set for auto accept. The rules for my TikTok lives is just one mic at a time, but anybody can come up. You can ask any question you want on or off topic. If you're a Muslim, atheist, whatever, I just ask that you respect the one mic rule. So, oh, the guy no sleep left. The book of, what is this? Oh my God. Is this Nefesh?
Yo, Cat, bless up yourself, my brother. Oh, y'all go on some island.
What's up,
Don't be like that, Ken. I'm gonna just listen, Ken.
Oh,
Don't be like that.
All right, no sweat. I appreciate you listening. All right, I ain't gonna say nothing to you. Kwamuntu? How you say that name? Kwamuntu? How do you say that name?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Where you from?
Caribbean.
Okay, you got a question or comment?
Yeah, I want to challenge the religion, bro.
Okay.
Covenant.
What covenant?
Yeah, because according to the text, the kingdom of Judah was not historically restored. It fell in 586 BCE.
But what are you challenging though? I don't deny that the kingdom.
I'm challenging. Basically, the doctrines that's what I said. I'm challenging that this kingdom of Judah concept that we have is not the real deal.
The kingdom of Judah that I didn't hear what you said. You said the kingdom of Judah that what?
The historical kingdom of Judah, as we all know, that historically fell in 586 BC.
And what kingdom
was
of
never
Judah
restored?
And what kingdom of Judah do we say we have? Because I don't recall a kingdom of Judah in a sense. I recall the kingdom of Israel, and then the kingdom of Israel being split to where you had a northern kingdom and a southern kingdom, and then a northern kingdom,
Yeah.
and then the northern kingdom being carried away, and only Judah, Benjamin, and Levi remaining, and then Judah being captured. Excuse me, Judah being destroyed, being run by the Greeks, run by the Romans, and then ultimately fell in 70 AD. So I don't know exactly what you're talking about as far as debunking.
Well, I feel that you know your stuff, what I'm saying, so we're agreeing, but I'm saying those name you call it, they really represented the northern kingdom.
What
So the
represented the
southern
northern?
kingdom, it's a third.
You said the southern kingdom was a
The
what?
Israelites, the original kingdom, or the what you guys refer to as Israel, is actually Palestine, which is the northern kingdom. The split of the kingdom came in, that's what during the 21st and 22nd dynastic period, right? But in the Bible,
So you're
they
saying
just
that
say
the
the
northern
kingdom
kingdom
split.
didn't fall? It was the southern kingdom that fell?
No, I'm saying that the northern kingdom fell, but this southern kingdom that we have today, it's not the real deal. Some was
There
I
is
was
no
agreeing with you.
kingdom.
So in other words,
Yeah,
when you say Israel,
there is no kingdom of Judah today.
All right. But good look at my man. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, there ain't no kingdom of
all
Judah
right,
today.
yeah. All right, you firing.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, bro. let me listen. I was like, I gotta make sure, but yeah, you firing.
Yeah, like them people over there, they're not the Jews. They're imposters.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly, but I have it in 586. After 586, there wasn't. After that is the imitation Jews or whatever. But yeah.
No, well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say imitation Jews was in 586. I would say that they were Jews, but because of captivities though, like even during Christ's time, the king of the Jews was an Edomite, was a white man. So because they was under Roman rule. So if you're talking about from that perspective, I would agree. But Jerusalem or Israel as we know it biblically fell in 70 AD. When Rome sacked and destroyed Jerusalem, it ain't been the same ever since.
Just good. Yeah.
All right.
I know there's a second temple, but I'm doing my research into the Hasmonean family.
The Hasmoneans is the ones that defeated the Greeks. And so historically, they would call them the Hasmonean dynasty. In the Bible, it's the Book of Maccabees. So the first and second Maccabees, that's about the Hasmonean dynasty. And so the Hasmonean dynasty, when Alexander came and conquered Jerusalem, the Hasmonean dynasty or the Maccabees are the ones that fought against the Greeks and won, and that's where the Feast of Dedication comes from. What people know as Hanukkah. Hanukkah comes from the Hasmonean dynasty defeating the Greeks and then having an 8-day festival about it. All right.
Let me sit down and take it. And as you hear, could you edify us on the fake King David dynasty in Ethiopia?
Yeah, that's a fake dynasty because what they predicate that off of is they make it seem like when the Queen of Sheba came to speak with Solomon, they make it seem like they had a sexual affair, and they did not. There was no intimacy involved at all. They did not have no children. She just came and saw his wisdom. So what the Ethiopians did, the Ethiopians created a lie that Solomon laid with that queen, had a son with that queen, and then that became the Davidic dynasty that they go by. But that's a lie. That's not in the Bible. Because let's say if they did lay and have a kid together. Hey, I just asked that y'all mute your mic when y'all come on the stage, please. So Hussein, can you mute your mic? If you can't mute your mic, you can't stay on the stage. I'm gonna give you one shot. And then if you can't mute your mic, you just got to go off the stage. Same thing with you, Blossom. You got to mute your mic too. I don't care about y'all having a question, but it got to be one at a time. So you know if it was true because we can read what Solomon laid with Egyptians, Moabites, Edomites. So we can see where he laid with women we're not supposed to lay with. So if he would have done it, it would be in the Bible. So the lie that they created was that Solomon laid with this Ethiopian woman, had a kid, and that's what they used. That's where the lie about Haile Selassie, all of that comes from that. All of it comes from that lie but they can't substantiate that with the Bible.
Because right,
So, are we aware of Jocelyn?
What's up, Nefesh?
No,
What?
it's not going to be a Holly
That was aimed at me.
Wait. No, it wasn't nothing. I forgot you was on the damn stage, man.
I know. I'm talking about he didn't forget.
Oh, well, but I'm the host of the show. We don't care. Whatever personal stuff y'all got, I'll drop both of y'all. Y'all can go talk to each other on your own time.
No, it's okay.
I ain't got no personal. I've been up here. I was up here first. I was chilling.
All right. So now I'm gonna move to the next person. We got Mill. So I'm gonna do it in this order: Mill, Blossom, and then Vinny. It says Vania. I'm gonna go in that order. So Mill, what's your question or comment? Okay, you coffee cup, so I can't talk to you now. Blossom, what's up, Blossom?
Am I coffee cup?
Yeah, you backed out of the app. When you back out, when you leave the TikTok, it gives a coffee cup where we can't hear you. You got to stay on the screen to hear you.
Okay.
All right, you got a question?
I just wanted to know why you think it's acceptable to have like multiple marriages.
Because the Bible says it's acceptable.
But like what verse, and like Jesus saying like he only made one man and one woman to be one flesh.
Before we get to Christ, you know that there's laws if you have two wives, right?
Yeah, but those are like for kings only.
That's not for kings only. You're lying.
And then there's also
wait. Slow down a second. Wait. Slow down a second. You're lying. That law is not for kings only. It says if a man have two wives, one he loves, one he hates. It doesn't say if a king has two wives. There's also, hey, whoever's unmuted, if you can't keep your mic muted, I'm not going to warn anybody anymore. So let me just run the rules down real quick. My lives are set for auto accept. I only ask that when you come on the stage, you keep your mic muted until it's your turn. I deal with one person at a time. If you can't adhere to those rules, I'll just move you down. So the laws in the Bible, you have laws of two wives. There's a law that it says if you get another wife, her duty and raiment, you shall not diminish. There's laws if a brother passes away without producing a seed, then the son shall lay with that, then his brother shall lay with that wife. So there's provisions in place to have wives. Even the 12 tribes of Israel were mothered by 4 women. So now when we fast forward to Christ, you made a point to say that Christ said he made them male and female to be one flesh, right?
Right.
What was the subject?
Subject was about like divorce.
The subject wasn't about more than one wife, right?
Not really, but
no, you can't say not really. It wasn't about multiple wives at all. It was only about divorce.
Right.
So, can you divorce?
You can.
No, you can divorce. The only stipulation you can divorce is the same thing in the law. The uncleanliness is about adultery. So if a woman commits adultery, you can divorce her. So that's the subject. So being on one accord, can a man be on one accord with more than one woman?
I would say no. There's also a law, like I think it's in Deuteronomy 17:17, where it says like, do not multiply multiple wives.
But before you, I don't have a problem with that. Wait, I don't have a problem with that scripture. I just want to finish my question. You said a man cannot be on one accord with multiple wives?
Yeah.
Can we be on one accord with the Most High?
We can.
You said we can or can?
We can.
But
we're supposed to be on one accord.
But it's
supposed to be one.
And it's one God, right?
Yeah, there's one God, like,
and it's many,
two lords,
and it's many, and it's many of us, right? Right? And isn't it many of us?
Yeah, there's many of us. There's one God.
So how are we on one accord with that one God, even though it's many of us?
Through the law.
Meaning? What does that mean?
Meaning if we're all righteous and
So
justified through the law will be one.
so being
Right?
on one so
That's
being
how
on
Jesus
got
and
you. So
the Most
being
High are on one accord.
so being on one accord is not about the physical, it's about spiritual, right? It's about mental, right?
Okay.
So then a man can be on one accord with more than one woman because that's also not about physical. It's about where you are spiritually and where you are mentally, right?
I don't think he can be what. Like you can bring up David and Solomon.
I didn't bring up David. I
Abraham,
didn't bring up David and Solomon.
but
Can you and I
these are
wait.
for
Can you and I be on one accord?
we can be on one accord
And
if
then
we
let's say
follow the law.
and then let's say if Aborigines comes along and let's say the Nefesh come along, can they be on one accord with us?
No, they can't.
Why?
I don't think they can because they're not a part of the covenant.
What if they are? No. What if they are? Nefesh is a Benjamite. He's one of us. I'm not sure what Aborigines is. But let's say if you and I as black men, those two other black men come along, can they be on one accord with us?
Yeah.
Right, because that one accord is not about what you do physically. It's about what you do spiritually and mentally, right?
Okay. Well, I think the one accord really comes from the justification of the law.
What did Christ say? Did Christ liken the kingdom of heaven to one man marrying 10 women?
Did he like?
Did he not say the kingdom of heaven is like a man going to marry 10 virgins?
I don't remember that scripture.
Yeah, Matthew's 20 in Matthew's the 25th chapter, Christ said the kingdom of heaven is like the groom going to marry 10 women. Out of those 10 women, he married 5. Were those 5 women on one accord with him?
I think he was talking about our 5 captivities.
No, he was not. What are you talking about? Were those 5 women on one accord with him? Hey, T dude, if you can't mute your mic, I'm gonna kick you the fuck down.
Why I gotta beat us down, bro?
No problem. I'll help you out. So the kingdom of heaven, he married 5. Were those 5 on one accord with him?
Well, if they married him, then yeah, they would be on one accord.
Okay, then. So a man and woman, a man can have more than one woman and be on one accord. Now, you mentioned Deuteronomy 17:17 when it says that you should not multiply wives to yourselves, nor gold and silver and gold, that it turn your heart not away. Now that, in Deuteronomy 17, that is specifically talking about a king. But let's say we take it off of a king and we make it about us. Is that saying that you cannot multiply wives and you cannot multiply silver and gold, right?
Right.
So can you multiply money?
You can, but
whoa,
like
that verse says don't.
That's greedy. You shouldn't.
Wait, so then we can't make no money then. We can't multiply. Do you have a job?
I do have a job.
You make a wage, right?
Yeah.
Do you aspire to make more than what you currently make?
I guess. I think everybody does.
Right. So according to that verse, can you do that?
To multiply gold and silver?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
So let me understand it. So you use that verse to say you can't multiply wives, but that verse also says you can't multiply silver and gold, but you're actively multiplying silver and gold. So aren't you breaking that law?
Well, I don't think I'm like out there, actually I'm just getting a steady paycheck.
Nah, I just asked you, are you trying to increase, which is what multiply is, your current wage from what it is to get more? And you said yes. That's what you said. So are you breaking that law?
I guess in that sense I would be breaking it.
Well, let me help you.
But you shouldn't be breaking it.
No, let me help, because you're not breaking that law. So let me help you. Shout out to Spook, said got him. Most people read that verse when it says, "Do not multiply wives to yourselves," and they stop there. They forget about the silver and gold. So the whole verse is, "Do not multiply wives to yourselves, neither silver and gold, that it turn your heart away." So money can turn your heart away from God, as well as women can turn your heart away from God. So what the law is saying, do not multiply even one woman to yourself, that it turns your heart away from God. Neither multiply silver and gold to yourself, that it turns your heart away from God. Because you can have one woman and it turns your heart away from God, right?
Right.
Right. We can see examples of that. We can see Ahab married Jezebel, turned his heart away from God. We can see Ezekiel, the Lord gave Ezekiel's wife a stroke because that was the beauty of his eye instead of God. So that verse is not about you can't have more than one woman. That verse is a warning that if you multiply any women to yourself and they turn your heart away from God, it's a danger. If you multiply any money to yourself and it turns your heart away from God, that's a danger. Like Kurt said, basically don't put lust or greed above the Most High. That's what that's saying. You understand now?
Yeah, okay.
So the law, so now with that said, I don't promote that men should have, because most men today are not capable of having more than one woman. But I'm not going to lie on the Bible and say that the Bible does not allow a man to have more than one woman, because it does. But we should just, as a matter of fact, I was just counseling a young couple, young in the truth couple, I should say. And the first thing I said was, he's not ready to have another woman. Because most men, if a man is being an Israelite just to get women, he's Deuteronomy 17. Because the truth and the Most High is not about having intercourse with women. The truth and the Most High is about being a...
The fact that you think that this book was written
the
for
fact
us
that
is
you,
crazy.
if you can't wait to your turn, gonna get you moved down. You can either wait or you can leave. Thank you.
Well,
thank you.
Okay, do your thing, man.
Mute your mic, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it. You understand now, Mill? Because I do got a full panel, so I want to make sure I get to everybody. All right?
Yeah, I think my only thing would be like, with multiple wives or even with one wife, you know, I'll probably try to like move away from it and try to like just
it's not, you don't have to, then just have one.
So.
Listen, then just have one. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't, if you came around us and you had your one woman, we ain't gonna say, man, why you only got one woman, man? You should have 3, you should have 5, you should have, we're not gonna do that. Just have your one woman, brother. I'm gonna go to the next person.
Okay.
All right, no sweat. So it's gonna be in this order. If y'all can remember this order for me. I'm going to Blossom, Aborigines, Habib, I think it's, yeah, Habib. This is the order. I'm gonna say it again. Blossom, Aborigines, Habib, Jim, Shireen, this name says K, and then Moshe, in that order. If I forget the order, just remember. So it's Blossom, Aborigines, Habib, Jim, Shireen, K, Moshe, in that order. Blossom, you there? Blossom going once. Blossom going twice. Blossom is gone. Aborigines, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Tariq, man? I watched your YouTube videos.
My name ain't Tariq.
Now, it's a,
okay, wait. There's a good brother. Hold up. There's a good brother by the name of Tariq Nasheed. I'm not him. I'm Tazaryach.
I know Tazaryach, my boy. All right.
All right, go ahead.
Now, I met a lot of y'all stuff, but it's only a few things I don't agree with, right?
Right.
Now, I don't believe that the Native Americans or the Spanish, the Mexicans, or any of them are Israelites.
Right. Okay. What you want me to do about
y'all
that?
feel like stop calling them Israelites.
But why?
So the Mexicans, when Spain conquered down there, the whole South America, they conquered them through men. So y'all say the seed of the father, right?
Yes.
So they unalived 80 to 90% of all the Aboriginals down there.
That's not
and
true.
They use men.
That's not
that's
true.
not true.
Yeah, that's not true. And then you would have to say that the men stopped. You would have to say that the original people stopped producing babies too. So here's a better way for people to understand it. We don't. I'm sorry, I got a phone call. So here's a better way to. I'm gonna try to help you understand it. We don't. When we say Mexicans or Israelites, we're not saying every. We're not saying every single Mexican. That's not what we teach. I'm sorry. We don't teach that every single Mexican is an Israelite. Because let's say, even a black person, the first thing we ask is, who's your father? If they're a Spaniard, then they're not one of us. But if they're an ethnic Mexican or Aztec or something like that, then they're one of us. Part of the reason that we consider them Israelites is because there's history that proves that they're Israelites. So that's what we go by. So that notion of 90%, because and what's crazy is I think y'all give the white man too much power, because they say the same thing about the Puerto Ricans. Like, y'all make it sense, and here's how much y'all hate the Latinos, because y'all will say that they wiped out all of the Latin tribes, but black people somehow who got treated the same way, somehow they survived. Even though we got the same treatment, even though they essayed our women, even though they broke our men, you're not going to say that the black race got wiped out, but you're going to say the Latinos got wiped out.
See, the Latinos, the Aboriginals and Latinos, two different people. Now, the Spaniards, they dominated South America through men. Through the seed of the father.
If you would have to show me viable proof that, as you're saying, they got dominated, the number, the 90% is diabolical for you to say that about them. If you got a record to show, if you got a record of something to show me that, I'll believe it. But even 10% means that them 10% still produced. So I don't agree with 90%. I agree that they lost clearly, that they was dominated clearly. But I do not agree that their race was wiped out. And like Ben said in the chat, Mexico was the first to abolish slavery.
So you believe the Aboriginals?
Matter of fact,
in America,
Mexico was the first to abolish slavery and provide a haven for black people to escape to from slavery. That's what the whole what's that battle in Texas? That was the whole battle over Texas. Because the president. Yeah, I'm listening.
So you feel like the Aboriginals that was already here in America are the Israelites?
Yes, because they have records themselves of being Israelites. The Alamo, shout out to UPK, and the Alamo is about when Guerrero became president of Mexico. He abolished slavery and was actually fighting against the white man. So if they were Latinos, if they were Spaniards, like you say, they wouldn't be fighting to abolish slavery. They would have been keeping slavery. So when
I agree with you that.
No, go ahead.
I agree with you that I feel like that the Israelites that went over to Africa came from America. So I feel like the Aboriginals in America is the Israelites, but I don't feel like those people, conquistadors, are not Israelites.
I agree. But I agree with you. Conquistadors are not Israelites. I agree with you. I'm not calling conquistadors Israelites. That's what I just tried to explain to you. Who I'm calling the Latinos or the Native Indians or Seminole Indians that I'm calling as Israelites are the ones that are ethnic Israelites. Like example, Bob Marley, is he black to you? Is he Jamaican to you?
No.
Why?
I know his father white.
Thank you. But most people think he is though, right?
Nah, yeah, I tell people that all the time because they don't consider Hindus.
I want to stay focused right here because I want to explain something to you. Most people think that Bob Marley is one of us because of how he looks on the outside. He got the kinky hair, right? But when I look at Bob Marley, I see a white man because he has a white daddy. So the same thing, Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz looks black, but I know that his mother slept with a white man, so I know Lenny Kravitz is white. Mariah Carey, though, has a black father. So even though she has a white mother, and even though people are going to say she looks white, to us, she's going to be black. So I'm trying to show that we don't just look at, how people look like on the outside to identify who's an Israelite and who's not. You have to be one of us ethnically. All right?
And the Native American thing, right? The Native Americans, they come from Asia.
No, that's not true. If you message me, I'll give you access to a book that they came from the East. So when they try to teach that whole Bering Strait thing, we already debunked that. I could send you the link and give you the sources and everything. If you message me after this, I'll send you the link for it and everything. Even modern history is catching up because they tell you that the natives came through Florida, which would be more accurate.
So you know the Native Americans and the Aboriginals, two different groups, right?
Well, actually, I just realized that today when you spoke. Usually from most, and different people have spoken to me, they'll say we're not Native, we're Aboriginal. They'll usually try to say I'm saying the wrong term when I say Native Indian. You're the first one that said that they're just not the same.
Yeah, because the Native Americans, a lot of them Chinese, Filipino, French.
But even
fact.
if they are, but brother, I'm just trying to simplify it. Let's say if they are, then they're not one of us. So when we say Native Indians are Israelites, we're not saying you ever heard the term $5 Indian? That's the white people that try to be Indian. Like I was on this live stream.
Yeah.
I was on this live stream the other day. This white man trying to tell me he a Native Indian. I called him a liar to his face. So when we say blacks are Israelites, we're not saying every black person because a black person might not be black. When we say Native Indians, we're just giving a locale. So, but when you come to our school, we're going to make sure you're one of us. We're not just going to say you're one of us because you said it. That's not how we roll.
Talking to niggas, pulling on the voice, seeking validation.
Sorry, I got a phone call. We don't roll like that. We're not just gonna accept you because you say you Mexican or you say you Puerto Rican or you say you black. We're gonna make sure that you are. All right?
Yo, how many, what percentage would you give of Mexicans that you think are Israelites?
I don't give no percentage. I'm gonna go. It could be 50 Mexicans standing in front of me. I'm gonna ask them who their daddy is. If 48 of them say they Spaniard, they not one of us. If 2 of them say they ethnic, they one of us. I'm not gonna give.
But a lot of that.
A lot of what?
A lot of that go real far back because the Spaniards conquered down there when.
That's listening is an art. Listening is an art, brother. That's why I said if they say they're Spaniard, they're not one of us. If they say they're ethnic or Aztec, then they're one of us. I'm giving you the criteria, brother.
No, but I'm talking about they can't trace, people down there can't trace that far back.
Okay, then we ain't black. Then we not black either, because some black people can't trace their shit either, so I guess they ain't black, right?
Black Americans can.
No, they can't. No, they can't. You telling me every black... So now I don't want to call you a liar, so I'm going to try to ask you clean. You're telling me every black person can trace their shit back?
Every black American, if you a black American, if you been with here, you can trace. We're documented.
No, that's not true. That's not. I mean, I can go because I've met black people. I meet a lot of different black people, and when I ask them about tracing it, they can't. Some can't. So you're just not being honest.
Some don't know how to, but you can. If you can't, that means you're not from America, really. You probably from somewhere else.
Yeah, that's cap. I feel sorry for your brothers. I'm gonna go to the next one. I do appreciate your time, but if you hit me up, I will send you that link for the book. Next up is no problem. Habib.
Yes, sir.
What's up? What's your question or comment?
So I was gonna say, so you don't agree with the out of Africa theory, right?
What is the breakdown? What is that we all come out of Africa?
Nah, the first human beings was in Africa. Homo sapien.
I don't know if I agree with that. Well, the place wouldn't have been called Africa back then. And,
we can say that. We can argue that.
Right, and I believe that Africa, and I believe that I believe that people were created in a boom. It wasn't like one man, one woman. It was multiple men, multiple women created. Like the
Brother, our skin had to protect us from the sun.
If you
And
could
then
just, if you could
everybody
just
else
listen to what I said,
got lighter, right?
if you could just listen to what I'm saying. Well, first of all, black people.
It wasn't all at once, man. It was.
If you could, if listening is an art, that means you gotta listen. Cause I ain't talking about no damn sun. I'm talking about black people.
Are we not human beings? Are we not on the earth? Are we not on the planets?
I'm not talking about the sun. You asked me about mankind out of Africa theory, and I disagree with it. And
But even
man, if you don't shut the fuck up, man. Do you realize I say 4 words and you talk? Shut the fuck up.
Go ahead.
Shut up. Like, shut your mouth. Do I gotta talk to you like a child?
Did I not say go ahead?
I don't need your permission to go. I don't need your permission to go ahead. I just need you to shut your mouth. So now, mankind was created in an abundance. It wasn't no one man, one woman. When it comes to the melanin that black people produce, which we can only produce, we come in different shades of brown. There is no such thing as a blue black person only or a light brown.
Is it not?
Man. Next up, Jim. Is it J Timms? J Timms, you up next.
Damn, so you kicked him. But no, so I had questions for one, because the Bible is an African story, correct?
You said
it takes place in Africa.
You said the Bible. I wouldn't say the Bible takes place in Africa, because you can see Mesopotamia.
Where's Egypt? Where's Canaan?
Man, you another one. Listen, I'm gonna tell everybody, if y'all ask a question, you gotta hear the answer before you speak. When you interrupt the answer, I don't need you to tell me to go ahead. I need you to shut up while I'm talking. If you want to hear, you're never gonna know what the answer is gonna be unless you actually hear it. And when you interrupt in the middle of the answer, what that's showing is that you're not here to really have a conversation. You're just here to talk. I want to hear what you have to say, but I also want you to hear what I have to say. So when you say is the Bible an African book, I would say no, because it doesn't just deal with Africa. It deals with, well, first of all, it wouldn't have been called Africa back then. Africa comes later, named after Leo Scipius Africanus. Before then, it would have been called the land of Ham. It had land of Canaan. It had land of Egypt that you mentioned, but it also mentions Mesopotamia. It mentions regions that are outside of Africa, where we would have been, where Abraham started out at. So did Abraham go into Africa? Yes. Did Israel love Africa? Yes. But is the Bible only in Africa? No. Does Africa a part of it? Yes. You have the floor.
Okay. So I see here, it says in Ezekiel chapter 21, it says that, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, sit thy face toward Jerusalem, and drop thy word towards the holy places, and prophecy against the land of Israel, and say unto the land of Israel, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I am against thee, and I will draw forth my sword against out of his sheath, and will cut from the righteous to the wicked. Is God?
Hey, back up. Hey, I got a phone call. Back up a little bit. You said is God, and then it cut out.
I said God says cutting the righteous from the wicked. Is he speaking of cutting out the wickedness of the Israelites from them so they can be pure, or is he speaking of cutting out the wicked people away from the Israelites, like non-Jews or non-Gentiles?
He's going to start with us first and then the other nations second. So I would say that's talking about us. Remember, when you read it first, he said he's prophesying against us, against Israel. So that's about cutting the wicked Israelites off.
Okay. And you also believe that God did not come to save man; He came to save the house or the land of Israel and the people, the Israelites.
Yes, he came to save the Israelites scattered across the four corners. That's correct.
So how then can this God be the God of the earth if there are more people of the earth that do not proclaim to be Israelites?
Because the order, when God established the order of the earth, he established it by saying Israel would be the first class citizens, and then the other nations would be like the second and third, obeying God, but Israel being the ruling party that everybody would adhere to. So he's not the God of everybody. He's the God of Israel. And through the God of Israel is how every other nation, through Israel is how every other nation would obey and serve that God.
So having
this will be your
having a lot of
before you say that, before you say that question, this should be your last question so I can get to the other people. But go ahead.
Okay, my question is this: why is it that does your guys' doctrine, like you say, Hispanics, Native Americans, Latinos, and Aboriginal Black people, they lay down to be Israelites? Why does that sound a lot like the Book of Mormon and Church of Latter-day Saints? Because they also say that Jesus comes this way, and that the people of this land are also Israelites as well.
Well, we don't just say the people of in North and South America are Israelites. There's Israelites in Europe, there's Israelites in Africa, there's Israelites in Australia, Asia, and China. The reason why we talk about the Israelites over here is because of the prophecy of us being taken into captivity and the historical documentation that we can lay the foundation of. What would separate us from the Mormons is the Mormons are not Israelites, those is white people. White people are not Israelites. Yes. Right. Mormons are Edomites. Those are Edomites. Those are not Israelites at all. So we're proclaiming who the Israelites actually are in North, Central, and South America, including ourselves. So that would be the difference. They're still lying on the Bible. So they're lying about who the Israelites are just because they include a few people. Like even a so-called Jewish man will say, yeah, Ethiopians could be Jews. There's some blacks that could be Jews, but we're Jews too. So the Mormons more so taking a page out of them instead of us because they have no connection to being the Israelites, just like the so-called Jew doesn't have any connection to being an Israelite.
And the God of this book, the Bible, the God of this book, the Bible, he comes out of Canaan. He comes out of the Canaanite pantheon, the God Elohim.
No, most people, because the God because the name El, you know the word El just means power. That's not his name.
But El also means God.
No.
El means God.
When I say power, that's what God means. God is an English word. Just let me finish, brother. God is an English word. El is a Hebrew or in the Canaanite word. It just means God. Like if we say the whole thing, El is short for Elohim, which means God. Yes. Right. It means God, angel, messenger, power, judge, ruler. Anybody can be an El, but that's not God's name. His name is Yahweh. What people call the Tetragrammaton, the YHWH, that's his actual name. He's actually called the Most High God or the Most High El or Elohim because anybody can be a power or God. So just because the Canaanites use that name El does not mean that it's the same God of Israel. It's a different God altogether. Different name, different everything. All right? Now do appreciate. Wait. I don't think it's your turn.
No, not to cut you off. Not to cut you off. I just wanted to say real quick.
When you say not to cut me off, wait. Oh, go to who?
Could you go to him right under me, then go back to me? My shift's drop at 12. I'm just trying to get him.
No problem. I got you.
Thank you.
No problem. AJ Timms, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna go ahead to the next brother. Next brother is.
Sir, could you?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, could you send me some of your sources and documentation that proves your arguments and your points?
Just message me and let me know what you're looking for, and then I'll provide that information.
I got you. No problem. Thank you.
All right. Now Kay had dropped off, and then so I'm gonna do the order like this: Keebs, Mauk Bacchus, Slayer, Kevin, the angel, and this guy Fam. So Keebs, and for everybody listening, the guy Shireen, he was actually next. He asked for his time to be skipped. So if I jump somebody for him, that's why. So it'll be Keebs, Mayak, Slayer, Kev, Angel, Fam. So Kebos, you up next.
Yo, shalom, up.
Hey, shalom, brother. What's going on?
Chilling. I wanted to ask you, because I definitely think it's a strong proponent of understanding who the children of Israel are today. Why haplogroups, paternal haplogroups, right? Because, you say you ask who the father would be of a man or even a woman to give an idea as to where they're from. And obviously we can't know the haplogroup of everybody because, we're not just walking around giving DNA
And
tests, but I'm just curious if it's something.
The haplogroup, that's what the white man made up. Those terms, like the J marker, I think the J marker, the L marker, the E marker, right? Those are how he classified the haplogroups, if I'm not mistaken, right?
The classifications are definitely from them, for sure. But I think the science, if anything, is really from the Most High, right? Because he says the life is in the blood, right? And we call it a literal bloodline, right? Our descendancy and our origins. So the way I think of it is like this, right? If I look at a tree and I see an apple, right? Yah created that apple. But if a European comes along and says it's a this or it's a that, completely changes the name of it, it doesn't change the fact that this is Yah's creation. So you see what I'm saying? They gave their distinctions to it, but it's definitely a benefit because in looking into it, we come to see that the diaspora, right, the children of Israel, the ones put on the ships, the one casted into the four corners, right, like the book says, right, spread out like dew, they have this one particular Y haplogroup to say they're from this specific father at some point, right, which is E1B1A or EM2. Now, what I do think, right,
yeah, mine's had like the original E1.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Exactly, right. You're an evidence of it because you're living it, right?
Right.
And what I think that's been happening instrumentally, right? Because you know how the book says, in Ezekiel, Ephraim shall not vex Judah, and Judah won't vex Ephraim. And in Second Ezra said that they went into a land that man did not know, and we know the portions were divided between Africa, the so-called Middle East, and the more like European and Turkish cold countries, right?
Right.
But there's nothing really said about the Americas. And then we get into this whole debate of where people are saying, no, my people have been from here. And I think that's true to some extent, but the timelines have been skewed by these Europeans, right? Because they done wiped elders out. So some of our people, I think, are from here at some point, but they definitely did migrate from Africa.
Yeah, definitely. Like we look at Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, when the Northern Kingdom was taken into the Babylonian captivity, and they left and they went to a land that mankind didn't dwell. So we look at that as the marker of when the Northern Kingdom tribes came over here to the Americas. And so they lived here for thousands of years before, they so-called discovered America. So that's how we look at it from a biblical lens.
Facts. And there's just two more things I want to say on it, because I know you got to get to the other people.
Right.
There's definitely a clear history of reclassifications, right, where they would literally find our people here and just lump everybody together under, slave terms, right? We know that.
Right.
And then the second issue is, I think that when we see other peoples, right, that are displaying our customs, right, understanding the name of the Most High, wearing fringes and tassels and things of that nature, I think it's no different than how it is today, right, where the children of Israel are the literal salt of the earth, the flavor. So because we gained stronghold in these other lands where we went, no different than when we left out of Egypt and were headed into Canaan, these strangers started to duplicate our culture. And it's not to say they should be rejected, because, right, they're supposed to follow us, but
no, they should be rejected.
I do think,
I disagree with that part. I reject anybody that's not us. So I don't agree with that.
Oh, you mean like, well, yeah, because don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Like I always say the table and the loaf is for the children of Israel. The Gentiles get the crumbs. Like there should be no assembly of the children of Israel where they hold a position that is not literally Israelite over them, and they should be over their people, not us.
Right,
according to the law. So yeah, I'm not for the full kumbaya soup. I'll be doing all of that.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
I got love for them, but it's about our people, bro.
Yeah, I ain't got no love for them either. I'm a little bit more insane than that. I got no love for them. I can work with them, talk to them. I debate with them. I do all that. Right. Listen, I got this video. Right. Speaking of the Native Indians, right. So this white guy, he trying to be an Israelite, and I'm like, nah, you a white man. And he pulls up this picture. Yeah. He pulled up this picture of his mama and stepdaddy. I said, man, that's an ugly mama. And I didn't know that she passed away.
But like real talk, like I give as much love as I can give, but it's very inconveniencing in most cases. And it's a test. I know it is. Right. But we can't be a doormat, and at the same time, we can't be so let's say braggadocious to where we get ourselves into situations. That's why if anybody I think we should suffer for and go to bat for is our people, because at least we do it in the right place, man.
Right.
At
no,
least.
Real talk. And one last thing I want to tell you before I take the next caller, like when we looked up in the research, so we didn't decide to say like natives and Tainos and Benjamites and even us as Israelites. When we go into the Bible and then outside history where the natives knew what tribe they was from. Like there's a book called Lost Tribes in Promised Land where the Seminole Indian knows he's from the tribe of Reuben, where they name the tribes of Joseph, Ephraim, and Manasseh. So they're naming the tribes that they're from. So that plays a part too. Like most people just think, I wonder if people think we like Latino women or something like that. So that's why we saying that they Israelites and stuff like that. But no, it's historical information. Yeah. It's historical information that we took the time to research that we was able to draw the conclusion as to why that they're Israelites. That's all. But I am going to take the next person. Right. I appreciate the time, man.
I'm back now.
Shalom up.
Hey, shalom, bro. I know. Yeah, what's going on? What's your question or comment? And just so y'all know, I'm about to take, before you ask that question, I'm about to take my pre-workout. So I could take one good question that we can have a conversation with. So to everybody that I'm going to call off mic, if you can give me your best question you want to talk about, because I probably got 30 more minutes after I take this pre-workout. All right, so go ahead. Now, I'm gonna give the order again. Here's the order. It's hey Kirk, you gotta mute your mic, dude. It's Sharin, followed by Malk, Kevin. I'm sorry. It's Sharin, followed by Malk, Slayer, Kevin, the Angel, Fam, K, and then Kirk in that order. All right, Sharin, what's your question?
So my question is, according to the Torah, I would believe that y'all would say that you believe in an all-knowing God. In Deuteronomy 22, verses 13 and 21, it talks about the woman gets stoned if there's no proof of her virginity, and they use the cloth as evidence of her bleeding. So my question would be to you, if God is all-knowing, why would he make a law to stone women if they don't have evidence of her bleeding, if all women don't bleed?
What does that have to do with God?
Because if he's all-knowing, he wouldn't set a law on women knowing that all women don't bleed.
Does he know that women lie?
Yeah, he does know women lie.
Is that a law about a woman lie? Is that a law about a woman lying?
It's about a law of multiple things. Her lying and proof of evidence of her virginity.
Can you answer my question? Is that a law about a woman?
I did. Let's say it is.
So, can a woman lie and say, no, I ain't never been with a man? Can she lie?
Yeah, she can say that.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with God, because who's not all-knowing in that scenario?
I think you're getting my question.
I'm not getting your question. Yes, you said, here's what you're saying, so you can know I know what you mean. You said if God is all-knowing, why would he create a law about a woman having to prove her virginity when he knows if she's a virgin or not? That's what you're saying, right?
No. My question is, you got majority of it wrong with the last part. The question is, if all women don't bleed during sex in their state, you can be a virgin and not bleed during sex. Hey, Kay, come on, bro.
Hey,
Why are you coming up?
hey, y'all, I need y'all to just, Kay, I'm gonna move you down if you can't mute your mic, dude. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, all women don't bleed during sex.
Right.
Some women go their whole lifetime without bleeding in general. So what I'm saying is, if God is all knowing, why would He set this law knowing that all women don't bleed even when they're virgins?
So what you're talking about more so is the exception to the rule, right? So the exception to the rule, like you said, some women don't bleed during sex. And so in that exception...
Yeah, so what happens to them?
I'm going to answer. Nothing would happen to them. Because...
So how does this prove that they're virgins?
Because as rulers and judges, we would also know that they're... Just like how... You see how you know that there's an exception to the rule, right? You know that, right?
No, I don't believe it's an exception to the rule. It says not to add or take from the law. So I wouldn't do that.
Man, listening is an art. What's the exception to the rule is that all women don't bleed. That's the exception to the rule that I'm talking about. You know that, don't you?
Where does it say that? Chapter and verse?
I'm not talking about chapter and verse. You just said all women don't.
So
man,
I'm not going to take her hand to the law.
I'm not talking about the law. Like, brother. Okay, let's try to reset. Focus in. I'm not talking about the law right now. I'm talking about all women don't bleed. You brought this subject up, right?
Correct.
And you know that, right?
Yes.
Right. So you knowing that means you knew that from what? How did you know that?
Just anatomy of the body of a woman?
No, I wouldn't say you knew that from the anatomy of the body. You probably learned that maybe looking it up online or understanding that all women don't bleed, right? It's just that simple. So with any...
It's both.
It's with any law, there's wisdom that comes with... That's why you have judges and rulers to determine how to discern answers. So I'll give a biblical example of how you can make discernment.
Is this about this verse?
It's about discernment now, because what you brought up was a woman not bleeding. So I can't give you a biblical example of a sheep being brought where there's no blood and they said don't stone her.
Well, it doesn't exist.
If you can't, brother, if you can't listen.
If you can't answer the question.
I'm answering the question. And I'm not...
Can you give a chapter and verse for this exception? Because if you don't, you're adding to the law.
I just said there ain't a verse where a woman brought the sheet or didn't bring the sheet. So the only
Thank you. So what happens if she doesn't bring you?
Did you hear me earlier when I said, if you're going to interrupt me in the answer, we can't talk? Because when I say 4 or 5 words, you keep talking. Now, I'm not running.
It's simple, Captain.
It's simple.
Captain Tartar sauce. What happens if they don't have it? Baked. Captain Tartar.
So, as y'all see, this is the second guy, when all I ask is just finish the answer to the question. Clearly, I'm answering this question. There ain't a verse in the Bible that shows a woman bringing the sheet or not bringing the sheet. So the only thing that I could show the discernment is to just give an example. And here's an example. When Solomon had 2 women come to him, both laying claim to their child. Both of them said, this is my child, stole my child. Solomon wasn't there, so should he call both of them liars? How would he know? He pulls out a sword and says, I'm gonna cut the baby in half, and brought the truth out. So anybody can bring a sheet and say this woman didn't bleed, and the judges would just make a wise decision based on her reputation, based on if it was true, or based on if it was not. That's the only answer you can give, unless he has a verse that shows they brought the sheet and it wasn't, or they brought the sheet and it was, which I said there is no verse for that. It's just that simple. Next up is Malk. Malk, you up next?
What's up, Captain? How you doing, brother?
No problem. You got a question or comment?
Yeah, I have a question, bro.
Before you ask that question, I'm going to tell you, that was a real weird question to ask, though. I just want to make sure I put that on the table. That was a weird-ass question for a man to come on stage and ask and then put it off on God. That was a real weird question. Yeah,
It was.
Mark, what's your question though?
Yeah. Yeah, I just want if you look at my profile, obviously I look white, bro. I have a black father, and right, my grandfather, his father's black, however long it goes back to, you know, and my mom's white, so I look really white. I literally look like a white man. I have orange hair and everything, and I've been watching your videos and stuff, and I wanted to just ask you, like, even though my skin, like, I literally, like, my black friends, like, my black family literally say, like, you can't be black. Look at you. Your skin's white. Like, like, the Latinos say it to me. And I've been watching your videos about Israelites, and, like, I know how it goes through the father and stuff. And I wanted to just ask you, like, do I not have a right to be an Israelite, or less of a right compared to you
What you say now,
or anyone else who's darker than me?
gotcha.
Yeah.
Now I don't know you personally at all, but if what you say
Yeah.
is true,
Yeah.
and your father is black, then you would be black to us.
Yeah.
Black and white and colorism, those are made up terms, like mainly American terms. The Bible doesn't say let me just finish. The Bible doesn't say that you're an Israelite by your complexion, by your hair, by your eyes, by your height. It doesn't say that. It say you're an Israelite by your father. So, for example, in the Bible, Joseph married an Egyptian woman and birthed Ephraim and Manasseh. They're Israelites. Nobody say they're Egyptian. Nobody says that when it comes to them. So if Ephraim and Manasseh are not Egyptian and they're Israelites, then it would be the same thing for a brother that has sex with a white woman or Asian woman. Now, you can't do that with the knowledge of being an Israelite, but a lot of men made the mistake of sleeping with non-Israelite women before they came into the truth. So if your daddy's black, you're black. That's how we would look at it. We wouldn't look at your hair and say, oh, you're not one of us because of your hair. We wouldn't look at your skin tone. Like, I got two black parents. I got black. My grandparents is black. My great-great-grandparents, my great-great-great-grandparents is black. But because I have light skin, I get told I got white in me. I get told I'm white because of my skin. So it ain't even your red hair or your light skin. So if you was to come to our school, we would just verify your background. And if your daddy's black and black or whatever like that, you would be one of us. It's just that simple.
Okay. I just had one more question.
It gotta be
like,
quick.
could you could you just explain to me, like, how from like the 12 sons of Jacob, that like how like the Africans and the Latinos and the Native Americans.
And you gotta say,
how like the so-called like Jew now is not right.
Wait, just back up a little bit. After you said how the Africans are Israelites, it cut off on my side because I got a phone call. Say it again.
Oh yeah. I was saying, like, could you just explain to me quickly from like from the 12 sons of Jacob, how the Africans, the Latinos, Puerto Ricans, Native Americans, Native Indians are all like Israelites, and now how like the so-called Jews from like Poland and the Ashkenazi and Sephardi's.
So hold on 1 second. TikTok is asking me. So in the Bible, it said that the 12 tribes, in the Bible, it talks about the 12 tribes of Israel. And it said that they would be scattered across the four corners. There's prophecies that it says about them. One of them is the transatlantic slave trade, Deuteronomy 28 and 68, when it talks about us going into slavery with ships. Most people believe that the transatlantic slave trade started from Africa to America, but it did not. It started from America to Spain first, and then from Africa to America. So when we go through the Bible and we go through different historical documentation, evidence, artifacts, it shows that the 12 tribes in North, Central, and South America are the blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. I wouldn't even use the term Africans because Hamites are not Israelites. Hamites are the Africans. We're Israelites. The reason why the so-called Jew is not the Jew is because they converted in the 6th century is when they converted. They converted to Judaism, and they have no biblical or ethnical or tribal connection to the 12 tribes of Israel. They are imposters. So that's why they are not, and that's why we are. All right. I do got to get to the next person. If y'all and if you tell me, if you back channel me where you live at, I'll give you a number to call if you want to get in class and we could determine if you're Israelite or not. Next up is Slayer.
If I send you a message, then I'm gonna send you a message and just I'll send you. I'll DM you.
Yeah, let me know where you're from.
All right, thank you, brother. Have a good one.
All right, no problem. I don't know if you're a brother yet, so I'm gonna say half. I'm gonna call you half for right now.
I know. We'll see.
no
We'll see.
sweat.
We're gonna do my
we'll see.
testing, and we're gonna see,
All right,
brother.
all right,
We're gonna
no
see.
sweat. All right, Slayer, you up next, man. What's your question or comment?
Yeah, shalom, Cap.
All
Can
right.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. And just for the record, just so everybody knows, I turned the auto accept off. These will be the last people because my pre-workout is kicking in like a motherfucker. So if y'all can get with your question, I appreciate it greatly. Go ahead, Slayer.
Okay, mine is more like an observation more than a question, but I'm gonna start off like this. What percentage of Israel will make it into the kingdom?
I never look at it like that. Now, the Bible says 2/3 of Israel will be cut off. So most people say only 1/3 of Israel will make it. But I don't look at, to warrior, when it says, when we, well, 1 second, Slayer. Warrior, you say when we show up, you run. If you raise your hand, I'll gladly bring you up. If you could just wait, you'll be the last person. All you got to do is raise your hand because I don't run. So to warrior, in the chat, his name is Warrior something. Just raise your hand, I'll bring you up. So the Bible says 1/3 and 2/3. So if you take 100% and say 1/3, that's about 33% will make it, 66% won't. I just don't focus on that percentage. I just teach.
I got you. That's not even my main point is, I think God almost does like Easter eggs. So have you ever heard of the quote unquote GOAT debate?
No.
Between like, like just in general, like it's typically like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I'm the GOAT. Oh, the GOAT. Yeah, I'm the GOAT battler, if that's what you talk about.
I got you, man. But I'm talking about just in general, the quote unquote.
Yeah, I heard of the GOAT.
I mean, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah, the GOAT is Yahweh Shah, right? But it's almost like God's given.
Well, I say the GOAT is the
Judah
most high.
Easter egg.
I would say the GOAT is the most
I got
high.
you, yeah.
He would say that too.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
But I find it funny how it's between Michael Jordan and Black Jesus and LeBron James, aka King James.
Who's Black Jesus?
Both of their numbers. That's Michael Jordan.
Oh, you calling Michael Jordan Black Jesus?
That's his nickname in the streets. They called him Black Jesus back in the day.
No, I thought Black Jesus was Earl Monroe, like in that movie.
No, that's.
Oh, okay. I never heard of Michael Jordan called Black Jesus. I never heard that.
I know that's known. That's known.
Okay.
And you got King James, both biblical, but it's funny how they both were number 2-3, representing like 2/3. I don't know. I could be overthinking.
Yeah, you definitely you don't smoke weed or nothing like that, right?
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, because that's some weed shit you just said right there.
I don't know. I think it's deep though. I don't know. I think it's also.
No, man, you staying on this line to ask me some weed shit like that? No, I would disagree. I don't think that's the same at all. All right, I appreciate it. All right, no sweat. Next up is Kevin. And just for the record,
that's what I say.
What's going on, brother Kevin? Before you go, I just want to highlight, Warrior has not put the invite, and I can't find him on my screen to send him the invite. So he talked all that shit just to bitch up. I just want to put that on the record.
Nah, he just trolling. Don't worry about him, Capo. He just trolling. But I just want to say, man, I've been watching your content for a while, and I was meaning to ask, like, so you was talking about multiple wives earlier. I just had a question about that. So in 1 Timothy, it's saying a bishop must be a husband of one wife.
Right.
I'm not here to debate or disagree. I just want to ask, like, how do you explain that?
That wife is not a woman. That wife is not a physical woman, because it says the bishop be blameless, the husband of one wife. So that means that every bishop would have to have a wife. But a bishop doesn't have to have a physical wife. But it's talking about what you're married to. Like, I'm married to this truth. I'm married to the Most High. Aren't we all married to the Most High?
You could say that.
Can you be married to more than one, or only married to the Most High?
If we're talking about gods we worship, it should only be the Most High.
That's right. That's right. That's why you'll see in Revelations, I think 14:4, it says these are they. When it talks about them, it calls them virgins. It says they were not defiled with women, because metaphorically, women are used as different philosophies. That's the metaphor. So we can't be defiled.
Right.
We can't be defiled with women. So like the women would be like, if I'm married to being an Israelite, I'm married to the truth, and then I go marry myself to Islam, that's another wife. If I go marry myself to Christianity, that's another wife. If I go marry myself to Hinduism, that's another wife. I can't be defiled with those women. I have to be pure.
Okay.
That's what it's talking about, because Christ was a bishop and he didn't have a wife. Paul was a bishop, he didn't have a wife. So the wife, so now when I'm battling, like I just recently debated polygamy. I debated this white guy aspiring philosophy on polygamy, and when he brought that verse up, even if I don't teach the truth, so no, I don't care when he said Christ had a wife, I'm talking about Christ didn't have a physical wife, but he did have a spiritual wife. So but when I'm battling somebody, like if I'm battling a Christian and they pull that verse out, how I destroy them, I just take what they believe of the verse. So if they believe a bishop can't have a wife, I'll say fine. That still doesn't mean that a normal man can't have a wife. That just means someone that has the office of a bishop can't. So the Bible still is not saying men can't have wives, but it's saying if you're going to have this job, you can't. So even if I go with their logic, it's still not saying men cannot have a more than one wife.
Okay. I know you got to go to the next person, but one last question. Which is always conflicting. In Matthew 15, I know we always, by the way, I believe that I'm an Israelite. I believe, what the teaching is. I've been following you for a while. So to talk Matthew 15, after 24, where Jesus actually helped that woman of another nation.
Right. He gave her a crumb.
If he's not like, right. So how would you explain that? Like if he was not sent for the other nation, how come he then helped her based on faith?
Well, what was her faith?
So my understanding is that she agreed. I think is she like from the coast of Palestine?
She agreed that she was a dog.
She agreed that she was a dog. Okay.
Right.
So are you saying then?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Are you saying then that as long as somebody accept someone like a woman of another nation, a white lady, Chinese lady, are you saying if they accept that they are a dog or the crumbs belong to them, or so to speak, and the children of Israel gets fed first, are you saying that they can be saved?
No, I'm not saying that. It doesn't matter if they're a man or woman, but no, I'm not saying that, because he didn't save her. He didn't give her salvation. He didn't tell her she could make it into the kingdom. You can say he gave her a blessing. You can say that, because he blessed and healed her daughter. That was the crumb that he gave. No different than as we are in this kingdom, we get the crumbs off this table. Does that constitution include us? Does their constitution?
No, absolutely not.
Right. It says,
absolutely
because
not.
when it says all men are created equal, it doesn't include us. But he does. No. He does give us welfare. He does give us drugs. He gives us all those things. He gives us all those. Hold on 1 second. Every time my radio plays by mistake sometimes. But he does give us drugs to pacify us. He'll give us a blessing to pacify us. He might even deliver your kid. You go to the hospital, you got an ailment, he'll help you in the medical field. But he's not changing that constitution, is he? He's not changing that constitution and saying those all men include you. Right now, Donald Trump is fighting the birthborn, meaning like if you're over here, the birthing, and I think it's like the 14th Amendment or 15th, whichever amendment it is, where the children of slaves that was born in America would be considered Americans, they're now challenging that too. So even though they do things for non-white people, White people are still their covenant. So when Christ said, great is your faith, it's because she had faith in knowing she was a dog and got the crumb. Right now, the time that we're in, the children have to be fed, though. So if the children still have not eaten, how can we even give a crumb to anybody else? We can't. What are we giving them? What food are we giving them the crumb of? Where's the meal at? Where's the steak, the meatloaf, the macaroni and cheese, the cabbage, where we're eating it, the crumb fall off that we can give? We don't even have a meal to give the crumbs to. We still getting crumbs. We're still fighting for things. So that's what makes it different. And then secondly, when you bring a non-Israelite into your fold, they're never thinking, I only get the crumb. They're coming in thinking we're all equal. They're coming in thinking is, oh, you teaching, I can teach too. You leading the congregation, I can lead the congregation too. Why do I gotta sit in the backside? And you know the craziest part of it all? I've yet to see an organization that brings in white people and they don't treat the white people better than they do the blacks. That they don't have more compassion on the whites than they do the blacks.
That's freaking true.
That's the danger, and that's the danger of bringing them in. So it's better for us to stay separate because we're too enamored with white people. We idolize white people too much. We look at their white woman as a prize
without even knowing.
Yeah, it's because it's embedded in our brain subconsciously. When a white person comes around, we are instantly, sir, ma'am. We instantly correct our kids. When we're around each other, hey, what's up, nigga? Hey, what's up, bitch? We talking like that with each other. But we get proper when we're around them because we haven't breaking the cycle or chains of the mental slavery that it brings. Now, I got to get to the next person now, but good questions that you asked, man. And if this pre-workout wasn't driving me nuts, I'd stay on a little longer. All right?
All right, shalom, brother.
Hey,
shalom,
bro.
shalom.
All right, Kirk, you up next. It's going to be Kirk, K, Angel, Frank, fam. What's up, Kirk?
Yo.
What's up?
Hey, check it. So I wanted a breakdown. I was reading Mark 4 and 9, and I was going through it, but something just told me. So a lot of people, going back to what you were saying about like how the system is structured. I noticed for a lot of the callers, when they call in, I seem like they always challenge you on your knowledge and the things that you studied over the course of time. But they never challenge the so-called you, the one who's actually contributing to the systematic oppression. So like me as a military man, as you know, we've talked before, and it's like, I want to challenge all the brothers in here. Like, maybe you should start focusing your direction, especially Christians. Like, y'all focus on the quote-unquote black Hebrew Israelite, but you never question the people who actually have shown you the type of things with all the type of spyware and stuff.
Right.
You guys need to start questioning the so-called you.
Brother, I agree, but if you can condense that so I can get your question. Now, if it's just a statement, cool, but if you can condense it to a question.
Yeah, it's just a statement. It's just a statement.
No,
just
but let me tell you, that's something, so I'm going to respond to your statement. That's something I say all the time. Like, I get challenged by so many different people of my race about being an Israelite, but I don't see them challenge the other races that say they're Israelites. I never see it. You know what else I never see? I never see them challenge. Like, I go and battle other racist white people all the time, but black people will fight me on being racist. But I never see them go battle other white people about their racism. But they fight me all day. You know what I chop that down to? Fear. Slaves. Me as a free man, I challenge my enemies. Them as slaves, I become their enemy. They don't look at they look at me as their enemy because they still look at the white man as their master. They look at the so-called Jew as their master. But I'm a free man, so I don't have that problem. I do appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead to K. K, what's up, K? Hey, I'll talk to you later, Kurt. K, what's up, K?
All right.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good to go, man. If you can get straight to the question, man, please. Woo!
All right. So to believe in in God coming back and taking his people back in a rapture, do you believe that's
really? Is it
I
not as
wouldn't
the
use
Bible
the
says? What's
yeah, I
your
would
take
I
on
wouldn't
that?
use the word rapture, but yeah, we will be caught up and taken back.
So what's the difference with rapture and take it up?
Rapture is about sex. Taken up is taken up. Rapture is all about sex. Yeah, when you look up that word rapture, like Anita Baker had an excellent song, "Caught Up in the Rapture of Love." It's about being ravishing. It's about ravishing your lady. But the Bible says that we will be caught up, but we're going to be brought back down. So at the last moment, in the middle of the war, we'll be taken up to not endure the punishment that's going to come to the earth. That's what that's talking about.
So we're getting taken up and then brought right back down after the crap happens.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Well, you know what the verse is for that? Chapter, verse?
It's in Thessalonians. Now, I don't have my phone in front of me, but if you search the word twinkling of an eye, it's in 1 Thessalonians, I think the 4th or 5th chapter, where it talks about us being brought up. Yep.
I'm going to look up. All right, man. Keep the good work up, brother.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Angel.
Yeah.
Peace, brother.
Hey, peace. What's going on?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, how come you say that the Africans aren't Israelites, but we can also say that the Mexicans and the natives and the Puerto Rican are Israelites? And if the Africans aren't Israelites, why do you think God made us so similar to the Africans? Like, why do we look like them and we have similar living conditions?
We ain't similar to them bastards. And it's not so much Africans, it's more so Hamites. Because Africa is like a new word, so anybody could be African. Elon Musk could be African, a black person could be African, a Chinese person could be African. So from the biblical narrative, we're not Hamites. You see the difference so far, what I'm saying?
Yeah, so would you consider the Egyptians that the Israelites was captive by, were those considered Hamites?
Yeah, those are
Egyptians in the Bible?
Yeah, Egyptians is Hamites, Ethiopians is Hamites, Canaanites is Hamites, Libyans is Hamites, all them stinking Hamites over there, and we are nothing alike. I ain't never seen no nigga let a cow piss on their face. I ain't never seen that. I ain't never seen them blow in a cow's ass. I ain't never seen that. I ain't seen us put no plates in our lips. I ain't never seen none of them things. Even that, like I think. Let me ask you something. That don't we look like? Don't Arabs and East Indians got melanated skin too?
Yep, they got dark skin.
We don't look like them either. Them Africans got like a doo-doo brown. They brown is like doo-doo brown doo-doo. Like that's they shit. We ain't doo-doo. Our skin is glorious looking. Our skin is the skin everybody want. Don't nobody want that funky looking African skin. It look nasty. You ever see them out? They look orange. Like their brown got like this orange hue on it that is just ugly. Like that shit ugly. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it could be due to their living conditions in their country. You know, I don't know.
Just be that they
different. What makes like the
different
Mexicans? What makes like the Mexicans and the Puerto Ricans Israelites? Like
because
what type of struggles did they have that was similar to us?
The same exact struggles. How about the slavery that we went through? They went through it before us. They were enslaved.
I was under the assumption that they said like some of the Native Americans actually like had Negro slaves.
Okay,
like,
so
was that not?
That's true, but I'm gonna give you a timeline. The transatlantic slave trade started with them first. Then they came and took us. So now, when we first got over here, we actually united with the Native Indians, the Taino Indians, to fight against the white man. So the white man, in his divisive nature, he would allow the natives to own us as slaves. He would allow us to grape their women so that we would be enemies to each other. So he would allow the Mexicans to do that. He would allow us to do certain things. It's almost like a divide and conquer. When he see us joining, he said, how can I split them up? And so that's what he would do to us. That's why we were like that.
Thank you for the understanding.
No problem,
do y'all have any schools in like Texas area or anything?
Yeah, are you closer to Dallas? Which major city?
Yeah, Dallas, Fort Worth area.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna give you a number. Hold on. You want to take the number now?
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Why don't you believe that Jesus is God?
I don't believe Jesus is God because Jesus never said he was God.
He did.
Where did Jesus say he was God? Can you show me where did Jesus say he was God? I would gladly like to listen to it. Please, do you have the verse? Hello? Fam, where did you go? Where did you go? Fam, where did you go?
Yeah.
Where the verse that Jesus say he was God?
Revelation 22:13.
What does it say? Say it, please.
I am the Alpha, the Omega, the first, the last, and the beginning.
Where does it say he was God? That verse don't say he was God.
He was the first and the last. How can he be the first?
Does God have a beginning?
No.
So you just said God don't have a beginning, but that verse just said that he was the beginning and the last, the first and the last. So if God don't have a beginning, and Jesus has a beginning, there is no verse that said Jesus is God. So now my question to you, in Revelations 3:14, does Christ say, he that overcometh will I give him the name of my God? Matter of fact, you have a Bible in front of you. Can you go to Revelations 3:14? Do you have that?
Yes.
Can you read it, please?
Revelation 3:14. Alright? Alright. The temple of my God. He shall go no more out, and await upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which come down out of heaven from my God, and will write upon him my new name.
Here is my question for you. Did Jesus say he gonna give him the name of his God? Did he say that?
Yeah.
You don't go coffee cup on me now. Come back. Come back. Did he say he gonna give him the name of his God? You said yes, right? Hello?
Yeah.
What God is that? What God is that?
The Most High.
So then Jesus is not God then, right?
But we believe I'm
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
The Son and the Holy Spirit.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Jesus, you said Jesus is God. He just said, I'm going to give them the name of my God. Jesus just said he had a God, right?
Jesus, yes, when he was a human.
No, don't do that. Because in Revelations, he's ascended with the Father.
I know.
Okay, so Jesus has a... Wait, and that didn't just say, I'm going to give him the name of my God. It said he's going to give him the temple of his God too, right?
Yes.
What God is that? That's the Most High, right?
Yeah.
So then Jesus is not God because he has a God, right?
But we believe Jesus has a Father, yes.
No. Jesus didn't say anything about Father in that verse. Jesus said, my God, my possessive.
Yes.
So Jesus has a God, right?
Yes.
Does the Father have a God?
No.
Shalom. You have a nice day. Yo, y'all be liking when I do that African accent, man. Listen, man, I am now going to work out. If you're tuned into my YouTube channel, I did an interview with Sean Kelly. It's going to premiere at 2 o'clock, which is in 15 minutes. I'm about to go to the gym now and get bigger. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. So until next time, Yahweh Shema Shabbat Thumb, Yahweh Shema Thumb Bashim Yahweh.